over on ITVX, arriving on Thursday the 8th of August. We have a new comedy series called Slip. And here's a clip.
I didn't want to wake up this morning. I just always feel like being asleep. Like life is a dream.
Love you.
Love you.
Where nothing really happens.
Yeah, I was just asking how you're doing as, like, more of a courtesy.
Oh, right.
This is very much the baby of Zoe Lister-Jones, who created it, directed it, and she stars in it. And she's very, very good, I have to say. It's a 7-parter. So she's an American actor and filmmaker. She's been in New Girl and Life in Pieces. And her character is May Cannon, who, people always have unlikely jobs in TV shows, don't they? So, of course, she's an assistant museum curator. I know lots of them. And she is married to a struggling writer called Elijah, played by Whitmer Thomas from the wonderful Glow, Glamorous Ladies of Wrestling. Yeah, so there's a really good sort of montage sequence which very imaginatively and effectively sort of portrays the monotony of their daily married life. So it's almost like they're almost kind of living in separate worlds. He's always just, each of them just staring at their phones. They're not really communicating. They're not having sex. And they kind of, it just feels like, well, she wrote it apparently when she was going through a breakup herself. I don't want to give too much away, but anyway, she's very dissatisfied, and she has a one-night stand with this musician Eric, who is played by Amar Chadha Patel from Willow. Well, I think I can give a little bit away. Anyway, and she wakes up the next morning, and, well, we did Quantum Leap recently, didn't we? She discovers that her life is totally different. She's married to Eric. She's not married to Elijah anymore. So it's quite weird. And this is going to keep happening. So it seems to be basically every time she has sex with someone new, she goes into this parallel universe that's a new version of her life. Some of the people that she knows are still in it. So she's going to be in a same-sex relationship with a daughter in one sort of timeline. She's going to be married to a stockbroker in another. So it's really funny. It's really original and fresh. Zoe is terrific in the lead role. It's very stylishly done, I think. It's just a great idea. I guess it's a kind of comedy / sci-fi in a way. So I absolutely loved episode 1. I thought it was great. What did you think, Hannah?
Yeah, it is a bit different, isn't it? It's quite fun. I think you'd think once she slipped once, she would sort of know what was going to happen. But I suppose, maybe not once, but certainly twice. And so she kind of, although she's not the agent of her own change, she kind of is, because she's the one that's doing the action that then means that she has this other life. And what it makes for is I don't know if you find this, but you get involved with this relationship, and you're, the first one is really sort of dull marriage, they're just sort of plodding along. It's, it's just there. And then it's a bit exciting, and then what does that mean? You get on board with each relationship, and as quick as that's happening, it's on to something else. I like the premise of it, though. It's quite different. It's quite pacey because of it. And as you say, it's very, it's all about, Zoe Lister-Jones, isn't it? This is kind of her baby. This is very much, I suspect her kind of brainchild, really, and kind of, I don't know. I was trying to think when I was watching this whether there was anything else that's like it, and I don't think there is really. But then, apart from sort of physical changes when you become somebody else or take on somebody else's life, or some of those futuristic ones we've talked about, where they're injected with something and then they change in someone else's life, and it's really quite terrifying. This is kind of different because it's sort of firstly it's funny, but secondly, it feels much more, it's not got that underlying nastiness about it. There's no sort of, it's not evil, it really, is it? You know, whereas a lot of them kind of are, and they change into somebody who's totally different. She remains the same. It's just the life surrounding her. So yeah, I find it really interesting, and I think that fun, and I think that anyone watching it will be like, right, stay with him, stick with him, don't sleep with anyone else, stick with him. That's the best one. Stay there. But she struggles with that, it seems.